there if you're not familiar with me. Second wife, stepmom of 3 and mom of 1, and I blog candidly about all things step parenting and blended family life over on my website, jamiescrimger.com. I'm also a certified life coach with a specialization in step family dynamics, and I provide online support to stepmoms and blended families who are looking to thrive amongst the chaos that can and does come with step family life. So over the past several weeks, I've been getting tons of questions from you guys asking me about just different things related to your personal step family situation. So I figured instead of replying back to each of you individually, I would create videos with the questions that you're sending me. So if you do have questions, please send them my way and I will answer them via video for everyone else in this kick-ass community of stepmoms that we have. So today's question is from, actually, I'm not telling you because they want to be left anonymous. Hey Jamie, I'm wondering if you have any advice for me. I'm a stepmom of 3 boys and we have them half of the time. I just love the kids and I love being a stepmom, but I feel very frustrated lately. I feel like there's an unequal division of responsibilities between our house and the kids' mom's house. She gets a lot of child support every month, which we are fine with, but it seems like we are also responsible for doing everything else with the kids. We are the ones who make sure that they have everything for back to school, clothes, sporting gear, the list goes on. I feel like I'm starting to get resentful because a lot of the responsibilities are landing on our shoulders while she gets all of this money that is actually supposed to be going towards the kids. What would you do to address this situation? Okay, that is, you know what, that's a tough situation and it's definitely something that so many stepmoms go through. Other than having your husband have a conversation with her about the division of responsibilities and how you guys are feeling, you can't control how she decides to parent the kids and when she decides to step up or when she decides to download responsibilities on you guys. So my advice is to reframe how you're looking at the situation. Instead of thinking about it in terms of what's fair and what's not and what would be an equal division of responsibilities, think about it in terms of meeting the kids' needs. You said in your letter to me that you love being a stepmom and that you really do love these boys. So reframe how you're thinking about it and just focus on meeting the kids' needs and doing what's best for them. At the end of the day, the common goal, regardless of your priorities, is to raise these kids and make them into healthy, successful, contributing adults in society, right? We all want to raise great kids. Instead of looking at it as doing her jobs, think of it as you helping to raise these kids that you love so much and mold them into kick-ass human beings. And at the end of the day, I can promise that they're going to remember that you, their stepmom, was there for them no matter what. All right, so the second question. Hey Jamie, many of us stepmoms are in the second wife's club, which is all fine and dandy until it's not. Ain't that the truth? Some of us have to deal with high conflict first wives. In my case, that is the situation. I've wanted to reach out to the kids' mom for a long time now, but I don't know how she's going to react. She has said some terrible things in the past out of anger. However, with a step teenage daughter in high school and a step preteen who is combating autism, I really want us to come across as a united front. I think that teens really need to know who's in their corner, and no matter what they face, they know that they have adults on the same page to rely on. I really want to be approachable in the eyes of his first wife. I'm the one who does all the calendar coordination, handles everything with regards to healthcare and insurance, and am the mom figure to the kids when they're here. I want her to know that I'm not here to step on her toes, and while we may not be friends, we should at least be comfortable enough to sit at church or sporting events or school meetings or future prom gatherings together. Do you think that this is a good idea for me to reach out to her? You know what, I get this question a lot. A lot of stepmoms really want to have a cordial relationship with the ex-wife. They want to present as a united front. They want to be able to communicate because at the end of the day, they are doing a lot of the mom jobs in the house, and it would be nice to be able to communicate back and forth. In a perfect world, that's the situation, but that's in a perfect world, and sometimes your husband's ex-wife just doesn't want to have a relationship with you. She doesn't see you as being someone she needs to have a relationship with. And that's more about her and how she views the situation than it really is about you. So here's my answer to the question. Go for it. Extend the olive branch so you know that you tried. She may be totally receptive to what you have to say, and this may be the start of a really good co-parenting relationship, or it may not go so well and she may not be receptive. We can't make someone have a relationship with us if they don't want to have a relationship with us, right? So as much as that's what you're craving on your end, perhaps she doesn't see you as being someone who she needs to correspond about the kids with. Perhaps she views her ex-husband as being the person who she should be having primary communication with. But at the end of the day, you know that you've tried and you let her know that the door is open and that you have great intentions. You've done everything in your power to try to forge the type of co-parenting relationship that you think is in the best interest of the kids. All right, so the third question in this UQ and IA video is this. Hey Jamie, I started following you after seeing you on Cat and Nat, and I'm so happy to have connected with a step-parent community. I am a stepmom to a 13-year-old daughter, also named Reese. Her dad and I have been together since she was a year old. Over the years, we've come to have a great relationship with Reese's mom and stepdad. Where we are struggling is with the expectations of extended family, especially grandparents. Quite often, there are hurt feelings and a bit of snarky attitudes about the lack of time they get to see her. Big holidays are a major issue. We try to explain that she has 2 sets of parents and 4 sets of grandparents to spend her time with, but it seems to fall on deaf ears. Now that she's 14 and starting high school, it's getting harder to make sure that everyone is included. Just wondering if you have any advice to address this touchy subject. Yes, I definitely have some advice in this situation because I can totally relate. You know, even this year for us, when it comes to Thanksgiving weekend, which is coming up in a few weeks, we have 4 hockey games on the weekend. We're splitting the weekend with the kid's mom, and we have family who wants to get together for celebrations. So it's really tough to balance things. And at the end of the day, sometimes the kids just don't come, right? Because it's sometimes impossible to be able to coordinate every family get together around the access schedule that we have. Sometimes we forget that when it comes to divorces and separations and access schedules, it's not just, you know, the immediate family that's affected. The extended family and friends and just everyone in the kids' lives can be affected because the kids aren't around as much as they used to be because they have to divide their time between the 2 houses. So here's my advice. Unfortunately, this is the reality of the situation now. This is real life, right? The kids are balancing their time between 2 houses, and like you said, 4 sets of grandparents, and they can't be in 2 places at once. What we have done for the past several years, and it's worked really well for us, is we celebrate Christmas and birthdays and sometimes Thanksgiving on days that aren't the actual holiday. In our mind, it doesn't matter what day it is on the calendar. We celebrate when everyone's together. So perhaps you can try to encourage that with the sets of grandparents in your family and try to create some new traditions so that when everyone is around, you guys can all celebrate together. When it comes to the 14-year-old not being around as much, that's just teenagers, right? Dealing with in-laws and grandparents can sometimes be difficult, especially in these type of situations. So try to ignore the snarky comments, just be straight up, straightforward, and try to empathize with their situation. And at the end of the day, there's not much you can do about it, right? You'll celebrate when you can celebrate, and she'll be with you when she can be with you. Thank you so much, Lindsay, for allowing me to share your question on this Q&A. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate all the kick-ass women in this community. Before you go, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and head on over to my Facebook and Instagram pages and make sure you're following me because that's where all the fun happens. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.